boys and girls. Mrs. Hanson here. Now we are going to read our next story that goes along with our lesson this week. It is called One of Three. It is written by Angela Johnson. She is our author, so she wrote the words, and pictures by David Soman. So he is our illustrator of the story. So One of Three is a realistic fiction. So remember, realistic fiction means it's something that could happen in real life, but it's not about real people. So since it's fiction, that means it's fake or not real. So this is the story, One of Three. And what do you guys think it's going to be about? We have three little girls on the front. Looks like there's some buildings behind them. It says three girls with tall buildings in the background. So what do you think One of Three is? Do you think it's maybe about these girls? Maybe. Well, let's see and see if our predictions are right. So here's our table of contents. We have One of Three, starts on page 3, and it shows us right here, realistic fiction. And then down here it says cross-country trip. So this is our connection to social studies. So let's see what One of Three is going to be about. Since I can remember, I have been one of three, Eva, Nikki, and me. So it is. I wonder which one. It says three girls playing dress up. I wonder which one is her. I wonder Nikki and Eva. So they're talking about three sisters. One of three sisters that walk to school together, down the street together. One of the three in the sun and in the rain. I'm one of the three that lives in apartment number 2, has long hair and brown eyes, and can sometimes play hopscotch by the trash cans if I ask for a long time. So we were right, it is about the three little girls. On Saturdays, I'm one of the three that sits outside the bakery and looks and smells and smells. Why do you think she's outside of the bakery smelling the smells? Outside of bakeries normally smell really good. You know how fresh baked cookies smell and breads? That's probably what they're outside smelling at the bakery, huh? I'm one of the three that squeezes into the taxi on snowy days with Mama, Aunt Sarah, and Grandma, and it's warm there. So look, they all look like they're pretty happy. It says the three girls dressed in winter clothes sit on the laps of three women inside a taxi. So taxis are like cars that take people around if they maybe don't have their own car. So you have to pay to go on a taxi, but a taxi can take you around. We don't really have that many taxis around here. I'm one of the three that looks just like our mama, smiles just like our daddy, and holds hands with my sisters in the store, looking like triplets. Almost. So what's a triplet? We have twins, right? That's 2. So triplets are 3 that are sisters or brothers that are born at the same time. So like Jack and Sally and Daniel and Armani are twins. But if there was another one, then they would be triplets. But see, they're not because they're not the same age. You can tell by how this one's a little taller and this one is too. It says the 3 girls holding hand in a clothing store. Their mama looks at a coat, and their daddy looks at them. I'm one of the 3 that likes the subway, the people on it, and the way our feet hang over the seats. So the subway is like an underground train and it takes people all around. So like in big cities they have subways and they go underground and that's how they get from place to places on the train or on the subway. I'm one of the 3 who lives over the flower shop. Mr. Lowen still gets all of our names wrong, but he gives us each a daisy every time. So they live up here in an apartment. I wonder if that's their cat. We walk down the street like stair steps, and I'm in front. Oh, there she is. So she's the littlest one. The youngest in the front, the youngest and shortest in the front. They each have a flower. So these are her two sisters. So it's the littlest girl telling the story. Sometimes Eva and Nikki say I'm not invited to go with them. Not to the park, the store, or sometimes even for a walk. Oh, how do you think that makes her feel? She just wants to be with her big sisters. I bet that doesn't feel too good, huh? But that happens sometimes when you have brothers and sisters. You don't get to do everything together. Sometimes you want to do stuff not together. I'm left behind. Not one of the three, just one. So now she's sad because she didn't get to be one of the three. The little youngest girl plays with the doll and looks sad. So she got left alone because her sisters went to the park without her. Then Mama calls me sister and says I'm too little to go there or do that. So maybe I just want to help her paint or read to her. There's a sight word, help. So her mom was trying to make her feel good because she got left out. But she's like, maybe you could do some stuff with me, right? Daddy says that I have to be the baby sometimes and keep Mama and him company. Just sometimes. How does she look now? Does she look a little bit more happy? She likes spending time with her mama and her dada sometimes too, I think, huh? I miss Eva and Nikki and me. But when it's just mama and daddy and me, it's a different kind of three, and that's fine too. So see, now she's happy getting to hang out with her mom and her dad. So now she's sleeping and her sisters are back from the park. All right, so that story was really cute. We were right with our prediction that it was about the three little girls. So one of three. So it talked about her being one of three with her sisters and then one of three with her mom and dad. So she was sad she didn't get to go with her sisters, but then she got to be part of a new group, and that was her mom and her dad, and she had fun hanging out with them too, even though she was sad at first. All right, let's see our social studies connection. Cross country trip. We have to drive across the country to visit Granny in Oregon. What a fun trip. We will send her postcards of places we see. So Oregon is all the way here. So then they traveled all the way across. This is the United States. So this is a map of our United States. Ohio is right here. And then they started way over here, which I don't know, one of the little states. I can't tell right where that dot is, but Oregon is where they went. So then these are some of the postcards. So from New York City. So they got to see the Empire State Building and the Statue of Liberty. Dear Granny, we just got to New York City. The Empire State Building is really tall. Tomorrow we take a boat to the Statue of Liberty. Love, Caddy. So then here we have their grandma's address. And then here's another postcard to the White House. Dear Granny, today we are in Washington, D.C. We are going to see where the president lives. Then we will go to the Washington Monument. So the White House is where the president lives right here. And then this is the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. Okay, over here, Atlanta, Georgia. Dear Granny, we got to Atlanta this morning. We are going to spend the day in the Centennial Olympic Park. They had the Summer Olympics there. Love, Caddy. Then over here, Mississippi River, Tennessee. Dear Granny, today we drove across the Mississippi River. It is wider than any river back home. It took us forever to get across the bridge. Love, Caddy. Over here, they're in New Mexico. Dear Granny, now we are in New Mexico. We visited El Pablo today. We got to help a woman bake bread. Love, Caddy. So over here, now here's Arizona and the Grand Canyon. Dear Granny, today we saw the Grand Canyon. It is really deep. There is a river way down at the bottom. Love, Caddy. And then our very last one, they're going in California across the Golden Gate Bridge. Dear Granny, we just went across the Golden Gate Bridge. We could see the Pacific Ocean. We'll be at your house tomorrow. We can't wait to see you. Love, Caddy. So, those were all different postcards from different places across the United States. Were any of those places that you guys have been to before? I've been to Tennessee and California. Not recently, though. Well, Tennessee I have, but not California. So I hope you guys liked our story, and I will talk to you guys all soon. All right, guys. Bye.